all the focus has been shifted to the Ebola virus quarantine saga, a project meant to be set in the Air Force Base in Laikipia, a proposal made by USA. I want us to discuss if this is actually a good project for Kenya. Now, the High Court has nullified this decision until June, when they will hear the case. Is this a project we are foregoing as Kenyans that will be actually very beneficial for the country, or are Kenyans really making the right decisions? Most are shifting emotions of support to the government and emotions of disgust and mistrust from the Kenyan government. This emotional imbalance has been caused by lack of information and lack of transparency by the government of Kenya. Now, let's talk about this saga. Ebola virus itself is a disease that was discovered in Congo, DRC Congo, and it was discovered in the year 1976 in North DRC. The early symptoms of this disease were fever, headache, and muscle ache, just like any other virus. But later on, a patient will experience vomiting, diarrhea, red eyes, and bleeding, either external or internal bleeding. In severe cases, you will experience organ failure. Now, currently in DR Congo, there is another outbreak of Ebola. Over 1,000 cases have been suspected and 120 have been confirmed. What does that mean? The disease is spreading very, very fast. Now, this is happening in 3 provinces in the DRC, including Ituri, North Kivu, and South Kivu. There are other cases that have been reported in Kampala because of traveling. Most people have been traveling from DRC to Kampala, and now there are cases reported in Kampala. The type of Ebola that is affecting the people in Zaire currently is the strain called Bundibugyo strain, which was discovered in Uganda. Now, there are different strains of Ebola virus, or types of Ebola virus, including the Sudan strain and the Zaire strain. The most fatal is always the Zaire strain. So the Bundibugyo strain is actually less fatal compared to the Sudan and Zaire strain. How is the USA involved in the whole of this situation? Now, news was reported and pictures have been seen from the media showing Dr. Peter Stafford, who is an American surgeon, being transported to Germany after suffering Ebola virus. The doctor or surgeon is actually a confirmed patient, and this is where the US comes in. Dr. Stafford being an American citizen means Americans in DRC are under the threat of Ebola virus. These people in DRC, including aid workers, doctors, diplomats, and military personnel, travel a lot to and from America, and this traveling may actually cause the spread of Ebola into America, jeopardizing the health safety of the people of America. That is how America comes in, to protect their people and their nation. However, whether we like it or not, a disease will just spread, whether you have a quarantine a project in your country or not, whether the patients come in or not, you are actually exposed anyway because of the traveling and the contact people make very fast during the spread of a disease. Now, if you remember the COVID-19 pandemic, it happened the same way. It spread very fast from China all over the world because a disease spreads quickly before it's even recognized. Now, why is the US setting up a quarantine in Laikipia. Why do they want to set up exactly in Laikipia, Kenya? There are three reasons. First, there is the medical infrastructure. Compared to other countries around Kenya or around East Africa, Kenya has the best medical infrastructure. Number two is the international flight system. The Kenyan flight system is one of the best in Africa. Another thing is Kenya has a deep history with the United States regarding security and military connection. The security and military connection with US has been standing for many years, and as being part of the UN, we are also obligated to support other UN members. How is Ruto involved in this saga? It is reported that Ruto was on a call on 28th of May 2026, and in his call with the US Secretary of State, Mr. Marco Rubio, they discussed on how the quarantine will be set up, and in proposal, Mr. Rubio had said that Kenya will receive a 13.5 million US dollars for preparation of the quarantine. This is an equivalent of 1.7 billion Kenyan shillings. Big question: are Kenyans really in fear of the disease, or are they bitter that the money we get from this project will be siphoned by our unable leaders? Will the money be siphoned by our unable leaders? Mark the word enabled, because all they do is siphon the money. After this call, the High Court has actually blocked this project. Is it good news or is it bad news? Tell me in the comment sections, what do you think? Is Kenya making the right move, or is it making the wrong choices? How do we benefit from the quarantine? Do we set up good networks with the US? And how will the country benefit in terms of money from this project? What is your fear? Is it the fear of the disease, or is it the fear that the government will actually siphon what Kenya benefits from this? God bless Kenya. God bless Kenya. Daima Kenya.